We are Group 7. In this video, we are going to discuss about China in the modern world with the challenges it's facing and the opportunities it has. After the reform and opened up by Deng Xiaoping in 1978, China has put lots of effort in developing its economy. Up to now, China has become the world's second largest economy, with the largest number of having 1.3 billion of population in the world. It is now ruled by the Communist Party, which the current General Secretary is Xi Jinping. For sure, what China has got today is not inevitable. After 1978, the reform and open up of China, economic zones within its borders like Pearl River Delta are developed by the Chinese government to promote trading. In 2001, China joined the World Trade Organization, which aims to promote trade opening. By joining the WTO, China is definitely becoming more well-known in the global stage, while its economic cooperation with other countries are encouraged. In 2013, Xi Jinping also introduced the One Belt, One Road initiative to encourage economic cooperation between China and countries in the Eurasia. In the following video, we will show you what challenges are China facing and the current opportunities for further economic development.
There are some challenges for China's economic growth. These are the increased credit and shadow banking system, income inequality, and the environmental challenges. After the global financial crisis in 2008, China implemented several policies to try to increase the domestic demand, leading to an average credit growth of 20% per annum between 2009 and 2015. The credit growth in China has been faster than in normal cases, and credit increases like the one in China has historically preceded banking crisis. Several state-owned enterprises in China have been offered low-cost financing by state-owned banks. However, these companies have not been as profitable as the companies in the private sector. This suggests that the borrowing cost isn't proportional to the risk and returns in the market. This has changed the resource allocation and could potentially cause inefficiency. Another key factor behind the rapid Chinese credit expansion is shadow banking. Shadow banking has grown at a fast pace in the past years and account for more than 1/5 of the total credit in the Chinese economy. The credit growth caused by the unregulated shadow banking system has given rise to financial stability concerns. The main risk to the financial stability is the interconnectedness of the formal banking system with the informal shadow banking system. Due to the credit misallocation and the increase in the credit, the Chinese economy has become less effective, and due to the shadow banking system, the risk in the financial system has grown. Another internal challenge for China's economic growth is the income inequality. With a Gini coefficient of 0.53 in 2013, China has one of the world's highest level of income inequality. In China, the richest 1% owns a third of the country's total wealth, while the poorest 25% only owns 1. The low labor income share in China could constrain the household's possibility to consume and therefore reduce the aggregate demand in the economy. Large income inequality could also harm the economic growth, since it has the potential to cause social unrest and political instability. Furthermore, income inequality could impair individuals' abilities to invest in their own human capital. This could result in a negative impact on growth, since it would reinforce the already existing inequalities. The recent years of rapid economic growth in China has come at the expense of its environment. China is the world's largest emitter of greenhouse gases, and in many cities the quality of air is well below the international health standards. The environmental problems in China threatens the public health and thereby the domestic stability, since the public are becoming more and more discontent with the environmental surroundings, which in turn could undermine the economic growth. The cost of the environmental damages are huge in China. The costs are estimated to around 3.5% of the Chinese GDP. It will therefore be a very important task for the Chinese authorities to reduce the emissions and make the economic growth more environmental friendly.
So I will go through three major opportunities for China. The first one is the One Belt, One Road initiative. The second one is the financial liberalization. And the third is the Healthy China program. In the latest couple of years, China has experienced a slower growth rate than the nation has done in modern time. The nation has to take radical actions in order to keep the high growth rate, and that is why the One Belt, One Road initiative is so important. The project is a Chinese investment in infrastructure and general development in other Asian and Eastern European countries. The reason for the investment is for China to gain trading partners and to take a bigger role in the global trading. Even though the vision of the project is great, there are a couple of problems associated with the investment. One problem could be that the investment may be misplaced. Many of the concerned nations are really underdeveloped, and corruption is a large part of the daily agenda within the governments. The case could be that much of the funds go straight into the pockets of government representatives, instead of boosting the development of infrastructure. Even with these eventual problems, the project is by far the biggest opportunity for China. If it is successful, China will most likely become the dominating economy in the global perspective in the coming decades, and the economic growth will possibly reach levels higher than ever. The financial sector is an essential part of every modern nation, and this very sector has not been the most developed one in China. Although protectionism has been a characteristic in this market for a long time, some liberalization is ongoing, which opens up to great opportunities for the Chinese economy. Legal protection for merchants and traders is crucial in order to develop the financial system in general. Until 2 decades ago, there was differences in a legal perspective between foreign and local traders in China. Non-local traders were not included in the protective laws in terms of contract, lawsuits, and because of those differences, the risk to invest in China was increased for foreign companies. Since the nation adopted the contract law of People's Republic of China, both Chinese and foreign traders and other businessmen now have the same legal protection, and the risk for foreigners is decreased. Openness in the banking system is important too. The problems associated with the foreign banks starting a business in China is mostly due to the government and the laws controlling the banks, stating that the government has to own a fair share of the stocks in the bank. Half a decade ago, the authorities alleviated laws concerning market access, which led to a more competitive banking market in China, as foreign banks saw the changes as a great opportunity. An ease on the restrictions is not to be seen as a revolutionary development by itself, but it is an act in the right direction. China hasn't been wealthy for a long time, and therefore the healthcare is still underdeveloped comparing to Western countries. That's why, in March 2016, China adopted their Healthy China program, which aims mainly at solving the health issues in the urbanized parts of the country, raising awareness on diabetes and obesity, as well as trying to prevent chronic diseases by promoting better lifestyle choices is their strategy to reach the goals. In order to manage this plan, the government has made a decision to open up the market to foreign and local private investors. Because of this decision, the hospitals will be able to develop in a rapid pace due to the new medicines, medical instruments and technology that can be imported from abroad.